everybody, Arnaldo Hoffman here of Gear It First. Let's talk microphones, but not the professional, high-end, super expensive microphones that we're used to using at our events. I'm talking the total opposite. And why? Well, because if you do karaoke, or if you do events where, well, the microphone may get destroyed, you don't want to sit there and buy a nice $300 or $400 microphone, you know, or even $500, $600, $1,000 microphone, just to have some medium, and then it falls and breaks. Or karaoke. So I know a lot of you guys, and even myself, you know, it's like, okay, what's the cheapest microphone we can use for this event without it being a total piece of crap? And the question has always been, because you don't want to buy something so cheap that it's made out of plastic and it falls apart, or the reception cuts out, or the capsule sounds terrible. And you don't want to buy something that's too expensive and then somebody breaks it. So this isn't really about, oh, you should use this for your event. This is about how cheap of a microphone can we get. Now, this, what I'm going to show you, is not meant for professional use. This is more for just, you know, people that are having fun at home, or, you know, just basic, very basic microphone use. But I was actually impressed with a few features of this mic. So let's first of all talk about this. The link for it, by the way, is below. When you see this, you're like, oh my God, Arnaldo, I cannot believe you're talking and reviewing this microphone. But wait till you see it. It's called Tonor. Yeah, none of us have ever heard of this brand before. And their slogan is, sounds so cool. Cool, but I'm going to say cool. And here's what you get with it. You get not one handheld, two handhelds. And the receiver picks up both handhelds at the same time. You get your windscreens. Just in case, you know, you're doing karaoke, you get fuckatash on it. And then you get these guys. These are basically for anti-roll, right? You put them in right here. And it prevents him from rolling off the counter. Legit. I'll show you the receiver in just a minute. Let's go over the body for a second. So this part takes off. I have no idea what the hell for, because if you want to change the batteries, and it does come with batteries, then you just unscrew it there. This is like an aluminum, almost a titanium look, but it seems to be aluminum, all metal, not a bit of plastic, except for this cap right here. That's impressive. Really nice display too. Let me see if I can put that there. Okay, well, yeah, now close enough there. And yes, it is 624 through 650, which will be an issue in the United States, but that's not until 2020. For some areas, a little bit sooner. Well, I did talk about this with the manufacturer. I'm like, hey, are you guys planning on doing some below 600? And the answer is yes. So hopefully by the time that, you know, this review is done, it'll they'll have a, you know, thing for it or whatever, or sometime. Anyhow, let's now talk about the receiver. This is it, which is pretty dope because it apparently gets both microphones at the same time. Also metal, goes directly in. It's got the antenna. They claim 150 feet, and obviously that's line of sight. But I can tell you is that I have plugged it, walked around the house, and it's picked up. So that was really surprising. And it's USB rechargeable. So the USB cable does not have to be there. So this can be plugged directly into your camera even. This could be a great microphone just for walking around doing just basic videos or whatnot. But for those of us in the DJ industry, this plugs right into the back of your mixer or your speaker, and there you go. What I'm gonna try is, will this work with my other microphones at the same frequency? Because if this picks up two microphones at the same time, this would actually be a really great backup system. But let's go ahead and just plug that in so you can see here. Charges via micro USB or mini USB there. Oh, this really doesn't show at all, sorry. It's got a RF and AF light and battery low, which right now is blue, so that means we do have some. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in. I'm going to turn that first mic on. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Check, check, 1, 2. There we go. Okay, so what I did is I actually have this plugged into my Yamaha AG06 mixer. It is going right now into the second mic input. Let me actually shut off the guitar. There we go. And no compression, nothing. This is the raw sound as it's picking it up based on a, close to unity gain. And yeah, so you can tell the sound system here. Now, or the sound quality. Now let's go ahead and run the second microphone. Let's see if indeed you can use both microphones at the same time off one receiver. Check, check. Wow, will you look at that? Check, 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 check. Now one's at 628, one's at 632, and this goes all the way up to 650. I don't know how many microphones this thing can do at a time though, because it doesn't really specify that. So I had to buy one more of these and see if 3 of them will connect to it. If so, that's absolutely ridiculous. But there it is. This is, I mean, that's about as unbiased a review as I can really give you. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to the other side of the house, my house. So I have, actually, you know what? I'll get my iPhone. And I'm going to have my wife yell at me because she'll be like, oh, don't be filming in the house. It's still dirty because we're decorating for Christmas. So, okay. So let's go ahead and sync these up right here. This is my office. I'm waking up my fish. I'm sure they're really delighted. And let's see how well it picks up. So again, I'm going to leave the door open and walk all the way out. Here we go. So, all right, so the door is open. I am going past my bedroom, the bathroom. I'm going through the kitchen. There's Piero's dog. All right, check 1 2. Check 1 2. I am now in the living room area. Check, check 1 2 1 2. I am at Christmas trees, and let's go outside now. So now we're really going to go through, and I want to mention that this house is all brick, not like that wooden crap that you see in the newer Florida homes. All right, so I'm still recording over here. Check, check, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Mickey Mouse that for some reason I thought was a great idea to buy my. So I wanted to add a couple of things because it turns out that it did not record everything that it was supposed to record. You know, again, the range wasn't 150 feet. And it says up to 150 feet, so, you know, at least they wrote that part, right? They didn't try to make any outrageous claims. But in reality, considering that I was outside, going through a brick wall, I didn't check to see what frequencies are going on here. That's not bad. Sound quality is good. Not great, but for the money that the mic costs, that is a good price, or, you know, good price with good sound quality. It almost sounds like, I mean, it will, you know, if you were to put this in front of a subwoofer, you would never capture bass in any way, shape, or form. This is only really capturing mid to high frequencies, nothing lower. So if you're Barry White, this microphone is not going to sound good on you. Check 1 2. Okay, so a couple of things about this microphone here is there is no holding to turn on or turn off or anything like that. It's basically one, there it goes. It takes a couple seconds for it to turn back on. So there is no, okay, mute or unmute. So you got to turn it off, turn it on. That's it. I mean, guys, for the money that it costs, this microphone is not a bad deal. And the fact that you get not just one mic, but dos micrófonos. And again, I'm not saying, oh, buy this microphone, you replace, you know, your high-end microphone with this. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that everybody does need a backup microphone. And if you are not yet at a point in your business that you can afford a backup microphone, hey, better this than nothing. But if you're doing karaoke, if you're doing a lot of outdoor events, if you're doing, for example, bubble parties, and you don't want to sit there and have some little twiddle-dee just grab your microphone and, you know, break it, or bubbles hit it, or it goes into the water, or a pelican tries to steal it. A lot of weird things have happened to microphones. This is not a bad option to go, and as you can tell, the sound quality is not bad. So, yeah, this is by a company called Tonor wireless mic. Again, 2 microphones, the receiver, wireless receiver too, and it's just a 1/4 inch in, so you can pretty much plug it into whatever. And yeah, so it very no frills, no fancy features, but really for the money, what we're expecting, it's a microphone that's actually made out of metal, and the handling noise is actually very minimal on this. So if I'm sitting here and I pass the microphone to somebody, it doesn't sound bad. You know, some of the other microphones, even a high quality microphone, you do get some that the handling noise is just awful. You just hear like as you're passing the microphone from one person to the other. But here I'm just juggling with it. It's not bad. And I'm not just gently passing it, I'm throwing it. So, very cool. Again, for the money, that was surprising, excuse me. I think that answers the question. How cheap can we spend, or how little can we spend on a microphone and still have it be decent quality? Now, again, I don't mention ever pricing on my channel, but if you click on the link below, you'll see that. And yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, comments, if you just laughed at the fact that I reviewed a microphone that, you know, is in the double digits to purchase, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Any questions, comments, etc. Leave them there. Make sure you hit the subscribe. There's that little bell. Just kind of twiddle it a little bit, and that way you get notifications or something. It'll say, hey, you got a video from Gear It First. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night, and God bless. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Gear It First, honest reviews, incredible gig logs, lots of tips and tricks, and more tutorials than any other YouTube channel. I guarantee it, or your money back.